Hello, welcome back. This is Jeff Byers, instructor for Andy 235, and this is part 12 of our face modeling series, stylistic face modeling, and we have everything pretty much completed except for the ear. The ear is a very complex object to model, and so instead of doing a realistic ear, we're going to concentrate on just doing a stylistic ear. And I'm also going to give you a template that's going to be a little easier for you to follow. You got to see under the lecture, the lessons, that you need to look at the anatomy of the ear. Again, we're not going to do all the details that you see in the human ear. We're going to take those details and add them in there, but they'll be very subtle. And a lot of times very few characters have really intricate ears unless it calls for it for the type of creature or character you're going to be doing. For this character we're going to keep it very simplistic, and so I'm going to use, and you can use a realistic ear if you'd like to. If you'd like to do that on your own, that's fine. We're going to do more of a stylistic ear, and we're going to use the template. I did give you a nice reference for a realistic ear if you'd like to bring it in and use that. But for those of you that may not be as skilled at modeling as others, I would recommend that you just bring in what I'm going to bring in, which is the reference, the template. So let's go ahead and use that template like we have been doing for the rest of the head. This will really help you keep you going, moving along. It's more visual. So we're offset from the bottom. So just back out a little bit. If you've been modeling your head down here, that's fine. Let's see here. Let's go to View and Image Plane and Import Image. And here's my Andy 235 MOD to stylistic ear construction reference, and you can find that in under the materials, the lesson content, and where the videos are, my lecture videos. So download that, and you'll see some other references that you can use and follow. We're going to go ahead and use this one. This is the template. Let's go ahead and move that up and get that size, hit the F key, get that size to the scale that we need. Okay, like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And let's go ahead and go in there. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to rock and roll from the side view of this object. Alright, so I don't need anything else in here. I definitely don't need the grid. So let's go to Show and then turn off the grid. That makes it a little easier for you to see. Also, I need to place this away from the 0, 0, 0 axes. Pull it away a little bit. That way we can model over top of it, and depending on where we're at. And you can see how this will help you in understanding, and we'll talk about edge loops here and how we're going to create those and where we're going to start. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and put this in a layer. Now I've got my eye. Let me rename that real quick. Okay, alright. So let's go ahead and turn that off, and we don't need the head anymore. And we're just going to concentrate on this. So I need to put that in a layer, so make sure you select it. And if you can't select it again for some reason, you can go to your Windows Outliner and you can find it that way. So let's go into Image Plane. You can see that I've got it at the very bottom. And so what I can do with that is when we're modeling, we usually use X-ray, okay, for modeling. That makes it a little easier. And we're going to go ahead and create a cylinder, not the one you think. It's going to be the pipe, and we're going to use that to get started and just move vertices around, okay, along here, and just get started that way. And then I'll show you how you just start extruding around and then shaping it. So it's basically just extruding around and shaping it. And you would do the same thing if you had an ear reference in here, which you could easily do. But I use this template because I want you to get feel more comfortable with getting started than just throwing you in and modeling an ear, a realistic ear, which is pretty complex. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Now that you got the ear in, let's go ahead and start modeling. So I'm going to go to create, and I'm going to go to polygon primitives, and we're going to use a let's see, where is that? Pipe. There we go. And that's going to kind of open up at 0, 0, 0. So I'm going to move that up and hit the F key. And let's see. There it is. There we go. So we might want to put this on the other side of it, because a lot of times, let's go back into Windows, and let's go ahead and move that over to the other side, and it looks like we're good to go there. Sometimes if you notice that you don't see your object, go ahead and click on your image plane and just move the image across to the other side. But we're okay, we're good to go. And if I hit the 5 key, we can see that. Let's go ahead and rotate that in object mode. There we go. And let's type in 90 there. And under polypipe, we can change the thickness of it. Let's get in here, and I can highlight that and just kind of get that thick. So I'm holding down the middle mouse button if you're trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Hit the F key here. You can see that creates a nice edge loop for us we can start using and moving around. Let's go ahead and go to radius and make that just a little bit bigger. Okay. And let's go ahead and place it where we need it placed. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to face mode and just get rid of this face entirely right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to go to the top view and delete the outside part of that. Just on this side over here. Delete that. So now we're just kind of left with an edge ring. And that will work just fine. So now we're going to go in here. And this is when I go ahead and let me minimize that and go to shading and go to X-ray. So now we can kind of see through. Alright, so where are we going to start? Well, this is our starting point. And if you look at a real ear, once you look into the mirror and you can see your own ear. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and follow this starting point. So it goes up and around on the outside of the ear all the way around to the beginning right here. Okay? So that's where we're going to start. So a lot of times I'm going to go ahead and go to edge mode because we're going to extrude from the edge just like we usually do. And I'm just going to kind of place that, maybe right here. Okay, and then we'll rotate that. So just hit the E key and just rotate it like that. And we'll go ahead and get started. Let's go to the vertex mode. You're going to notice that you're going to be doing a lot of just moving vertices around, which is kind of boring, but it just is, it is what it is. And so we'll do that. Okay. And to get started, I'm just going to go ahead and click on that edge and do an Control E. That's extrude, and hit the W key and just kind of move that. Okay. I'm going to move that so the corner fits on that and go back into vertex mode and get that moved over. I'm going to go back into edge mode and do a Control E and W, and just move that to that starting point where we had before. And just move it. And it's pretty easy. When you have a template, it's easy. Let's go ahead and select this, and there's a reason for that. Since you're learning, it's okay to use templates because it will help you in the long run get more comfortable with modeling. So you can see we've got too many edge loops, right? And you got to be careful not to go with too many. So I'm going to kind of get rid of some of these. So I'll show you how to do that. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to do Control Delete. Okay. And we're just going to go ahead and delete the ones we don't need. Move that over here. Move that over here. And so again, let's go ahead and delete that edge right there, and it's Control Delete. Here we go. Did that work? It didn't work. So Control Delete deletes the edge and the vertices at the same time. So let me go back and find out why it didn't do it. So let's go back into Edge Mode, click on the edge, and do Control Delete, and that time it did work. So let's go ahead and move these over here, and I'm just going to move that down here like that. Again, I've got too many edge loops, so I'm going to get rid of this guy right here. Control Delete, and just continue working my way around the ear. And do the same thing. Control Delete, and just continue working. Alright. Alright, let's continue down the ear here. We've got some. Be careful not to go past other vertices or edges, meaning that you don't want to get them tied up. So if I were to click on this edge here, and if I went like this, that would be crossing. You don't want to do that. Get rid of that one. Control Delete, and let's move this one into place. Vertices, move that. Okay. Alright, we got a vertex kind of trying to get out there. And this time we're going to go in here. Let's go a little bit, smooth this up here. So I'm going to work on this side over here just so we don't delete too many edges. And this is where we want to end up. Let's go ahead and get this set up over here. Alright. And so you can see that we might be using most of the vertices now. We might have a couple that we might have to redo, but I think we're good. Yeah, we just need to get rid of one. Okay, that guy right there. So let's go to Edge Mode and Control Delete. Alright, so let's kind of just set this up. There we go. Alright. Alright, so let's take a look. Do I have it with me here? Let's go back in here. And let me find... Right, and here is the ear I was talking about. Let's go ahead and put that over here. And let's talk about this real quick. So I'm going to zoom in here, and you can see where we're at. So we've got the inside right here, and that's what I'm following. You can see that I'm just following that up and around. You can see that kind of follows that edge loop up and around, and you can see we got to stop it here, right in through here. We also have a part right in through here that goes up and around as well. Okay, so you can see that there's some good edge loops in there with the topology that you see in here. Now this is very complex, and it would take a lot of tweaking and moving vertices. It's totally possible, and I see some really great models, realistic ear models that turn out really, really nice. But we're going to do, like I said, a more of a stylistic ear. But I always want to keep that open and in, so I can kind of still judge, making sure that I am getting most of the shape, right? Getting the shape correct. You got to get that. And so this is what I'm using that reference for. So just have that open. I'm going to give that to you guys too, so that'll be part of that little pack that I give you. Alright, so let's go back in here, and let's go ahead and we're just going to tweak some things out, get those lined up. And what we could do, which would be pretty easy to do, is to start extruding faces, but we got to be careful because there's some breaks. This is called a break. That's a break. There's a break right here. Almost looks like it's a triangle, but it's not. Okay, so we got to watch for those things. There's only so much we could do. Here's a break right here, meaning it just changes directions. It gets to here and then it stops, and then it starts again. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, if you're not in edge mode, get into edge mode for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here, okay? And I'm going to hit the Q key and just kind of go all the way around and follow the edge loop, okay? Now it breaks right here too as well, so I'm going to hold the control key and deselect that. I don't know if it'll let me or not. It's hard to tell. Yeah, it should have, yeah. And then I'm going to go back here, and it starts up again. There we go. And we have a break here. Okay, we can't, do anything here, because if I extrude that, then we'll have some issues here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this one. Okay, like that. Awesome. So now when you look at this, you see I have the break. So there's a break right in through here and here and here. And then I stopped here, and then I stopped here. So I got some areas that I did not select. Okay. Again, those areas are that selected, that one, that one, that one, and then this one's not, because this is a broken edge, because we got a corner right there. And then we've got this open, open, open. That one's selected, 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 selected. And you can hold the shift key. And if you make a mistake and you need to get rid of it, unselected, just hold the control key and click on it. So the idea here now is to do a control E, and then use the arrow key to kind of move it in like that, which is pretty cool. Okay, we're just gonna move it in just a little bit. We're not gonna move it in too far. Okay, something like that. And then what I'm gonna do is just go in here into vertex mode and move that vertex, hit the W key, move that vertex where it needs to go. Okay, and again, that's why it's really nice to have this template. You guys can follow it very precisely and not get lost. And I'm just going to move around here and get all of these parts in there. Again, the template is great to get you started, and you can continue, and this is how you learn. Go in here, and also you can bring this in here and just kind of look at what you got going on with that. Also have this drawing that you guys can bring into and look at in different angles. So that's a great illustration. I'll have that in there too as well. So there, that part is done. You can see that we've got some little pieces right here. So what I do is I continue doing that, okay, and extruding, and it works really well. We just continue doing that. So I'm going to go in here and just click on that edge right here, and these three, just 1, 2, 3, Control E, and move that out just like that. And what I'm going to do is just go into vertex mode and just start placing these vertices where they need to be. Alright, so hit the W key and move that. And this one needs to go all the way over here. And this one needs to go right here, and then so on and so forth. There we go. Okay. And we're going to go in here to the edge, and this looks like we've got a nice edge going on here, so we're going to click on this one and select this one and this one. We're going to do Control E and move that out. Okay, and then we're going to go in here, and this needs to attach to this, so we're going to use a tool. I'm going to hold down the Shift and my right mouse button, go into Target Weld, and we're going to click on the end here. We're going to click on it, hold it with my left mouse button, and drag it over. You can see it's wanting to snap to it, and let it snap. And what that's done is it's moved and welded those two vertices together to give you a solid mesh. So otherwise they'd be separate. So I'm going to hit the Q key to get out of this mode. Okay, and then we're going to click on it and hit the W key and just kind of move that back into place. And the rest we can just move into place like this, and this one into place like that. There we go. So it's looking good. Not too much more work here. Pretty simple stuff. We've got a break in here, so let's go ahead and select Edge Mode. Click on that edge, Control E, and just move that out, right? And hit the Q key again. Go into Vertex Mode, and you can see that you can't just snap it. You've got to weld it, right? So we're going to weld that again. Make sure in your object mode, hold the Shift key, right mouse button, go to Target Weld, click on the piece, the vertex that you would like to weld, select it with your left mouse button and drag it over with your mouse button still engaged, held down. Okay, and that will, and it takes some time. It takes a little bit to get used to the Target Weld. Hit the Q key to get out of it, and then select it and just move that around. So you can see that we're getting everything all settled here, looking good. And we got some parts here that we need to finesse. Let's go ahead and get those done. There we go. Now we're doing the inside. And let's go ahead and go around. We have another edge loop here we can use. So let's go ahead and go to Edge. Select that edge, that one, and that one, and that one all together. And Control E. And move that out. Alright, let's go back into Vertex Mode and get that all settled. And just moving vertices around. You're going to be doing a lot of moving of the vertices around. Alright, and then we're going to target weld that. So, target weld. Now you know how to do it. There we go. Whoops, what happened there? That was not right. Oh, it's connected to that. Let's click on that guy. And target weld. There we go. Right, so that is done. Just continue working on this. So I'm going to hit the Q key. And let's go into selection mode. Let's go to edge mode. And let's go ahead and click on this edge here, this one. Shift select all the way around. There we go. And then Control E and then move it. And go into Vertex Mode again. And just kind of move these vertices so they match the template. Alright. Now since we're doing this from the front view or side view, which is fine, it's going to be flatter than a pancake, so we're going to have to spend some time and give it depth, and that's just what's going to set it apart from looking really bad, is that we're going to have to add a lot of depth to it. The human ear is very complex and organic, so we need to try to get all those nuances if we can. We're not going to get all the detail, but we're going to try to get the areas pushed in correctly. It has to resemble an ear. That's the whole idea behind the anatomy. Okay, let's we just simplify the anatomy with the stylistic ear. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to do the same weld tool. Click on that guy right there and hold it down and snap it. There we go. So here's another little edge loop area. It goes quite a ways, so we can probably get a lot done with that one. Hit the Q key, go back into edge mode, and click on these edges here. I'm clicking on. And looks like we should stop, but I think we're good. We can even extrude this part too as well. Let's go ahead and do that. See how that looks. So that's all the inside piece here. And Control E, and let's move that out. Oh, we missed something here. Okay. Now we did have a break here, and I didn't even realize it. So let me do this again. So I'm going to go hit the Q key and select that one. Shift select this one, this one, this one, and this one. Here's the break, and I didn't realize that was a break. But it is. And then we go here, here, and here. So we got these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3. Then I'm going to do Control E and move. Whoops! Now it's not really working anymore. So let's Control Z back. We can hit the W key, or excuse me, the scale key, which is R, and just scale that in. Okay, that'll work if things aren't working properly. And we're going to go in here and go to selection mode because I want to target weld this. For some reason we're not in vertex mode. There we go. And, okay, that's perfect. You hit the Q key and click on that, and W key, and just kind of move these around. After you get that welded. And let's see, where are we going with this? Let's see here. Going all the way down here. And continue. What is up with this? Looks like these need to be welded, right? Okay. And I think I made a mistake here. Well, maybe I didn't. Let's see here. Okay, I didn't, but I need to weld these two together, and those two together, and I think we got something good going on here. So let's go ahead and target weld this guy right here to this one, and this one to this one. So that's finally connected. We got far enough to where this finally is connected. Okay. Alright, the Q key, and it's going to edge mode, and let's click on this edge, and this edge, and this edge, and Control E, and that time if I move that arrow, it's worked out. Let's right click over this, and just kind of get those put into place. And this one needs to be welded, so let's go ahead and do that. Target weld this guy right here to this one. There we go. Oops, something happened again. Click on that guy. There we go. If that happens to you and it's trying to pull from up high, you can hit the Q key and start it over again if you want to. There we go. Alright. So we just got a little bit left to do, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and extrude this piece right here and see where that takes us. Alright, so it looks like we're about ready to start welding. Hit the Q key, and that needs to be welded down here. Alright. Uh-oh. It doesn't want to weld properly. Let's try it again. Go to vertex, and here's that vertex I want to go to. There we go, now it did it. And then this vertex here. There we go, so those two are taken care of. And I probably made a mistake here, but I think we're okay. Hit the Q key, go to Vertex Mode, and now we're going to move that down here, and let's move that down here. So you can get some crazy wonky stuff going on here. And let's see here. Let's go ahead and do these two right here. This is kind of a wild area here. Control E, use the arrow, there we go. And go back into Vertex Mode. And hit the W key, move that around. And we're going to go ahead and weld that together. There we go. Okay. So far so good. We're doing good. We're at 30 minutes, so I really don't like going much over 30 minutes. Let's see if we can get this at least done. And let's go ahead and start extruding these edges out. And let's get them placed, at least placed. Here we go, like that. And this, of course, needs to be welded. There we go. Whoops, something happened there. There we go. And spots here, that'll probably work pretty good. Let's go ahead and click on edge again and click on these edges. Control E. And set the W key this time. I don't think we're going to get a good reaction here with this one. And let's go into weld, target weld again. Okay, there we go. Alright, target weld. Click off and then click back on again. Let's go into Vertex Mode. There we go. So we're going to weld that one together. We want to weld this one together. And we just want to move these two. So hit the Q key and the W key and just move those into place. There we go. Getting closer. Alright, edge mode again. Let's go down here. Select these guys. And we'll go ahead and extrude. You can use the green arrow this time. And we are going to go into welding again. Target weld. And let's target weld this one here. Vertex Mode. And let's start target welding these. And this one's by itself, so let's go ahead and just move that. Alright, so let's get back into edge mode here. And this one's pretty easiest to Control E and just move that. Go back into object mode and let's go ahead and target weld these two together. There we go. Excellent. Just two more pieces on that part. Let's go into edge. One in that one. And extrude. You guessed it. And then we're going to go ahead and we don't have to go crazy with this. Alright, so we didn't really need to extrude down here, but it's just how it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and go to Vertex Mode. I think I need to be in this mode to get it to work. Let's go ahead and get a target weld. And we want this to go here. So if I click on it, I can hold down the button and get to that. This one goes to here, and this one goes to here. Just a little bit left. Okay, let's get the Q key. This is kind of by itself, so let's click on that guy. Control E. Move that out. And let's go ahead and do the target weld tool now. We'll need to do that. Target weld to that, and target weld to that one. This one here, let's go ahead and click on edge mode and just select everything inside edges. Forgot one there. And then Control E and move that in. There we go. Oops, forgot one. Didn't think I did, but I did. So let's go ahead and click off and start over. Let's get back in there. Here we go. I think I got everything now. Control E, move that in. And this now it's a matter of getting all your vertices lined up. Just line everything up and see where they are supposed to go. Ooh, there's a break right here, looks like. Okay. I think we can make that work. So let's go ahead and if you see you made a mistake, don't worry about it. Just delete one of the faces and we can make it work. So I'm going to go ahead and go move this over here and this down here. I think that will work. Will it? Yeah, I think it might. Let's go ahead and target weld this guy from here to here. Okay, that works. And then we want this guy to here. And I think that doesn't make a whole lot of sense right here. That does. This doesn't. So that's going to be a triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I need a target weld here. This is interesting. Got a couple of breaks in here. Let's go ahead and go around and see where we end up. Okay, let's go ahead and click on that and move that around. Alright. Alright, so you see some kind of discrepancies here. Let's go ahead and click on face mode, get rid of this one. Get rid of this one, and let's go ahead and get this vertex up there like that. That all settled. And this is kind of a really weird polygon here. So I don't know if we can create that because it's a 4-sided polygon. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'm going to do is I think we're creating this in, yeah, we're good there. And so I'm going to use a tool. Let's see if I can find it here. Mesh tool. We want to create polygon tool. We're going to go ahead and create a polygon. Just go ahead and reset it. And I'm going to just basically start from here to here to here to here and hit enter. There we go. So this polygon is ready to go. We just need to combine it with the larger piece. So I'm going to click on object mode. And this is how we get around that kind of weirdness going on here. And we want to select it and then shift select that. And that looks pretty good. And then we want to oh, it looks like it's a ways away. There we go. So let's go ahead and move. Let's go ahead and center pivot that. Move that into place. There we go. Pretty close. Go to the top view and just make sure that's pretty close. Okay, I think we got it. And let's see here. Alright, so let's go ahead and combine it. So hit the Q key, select it, and select the this part, the ear, and then click on combine. And then you can go into target weld and just target weld these guys. There we go. Okay. Now that worked okay. And then let's hit the Q key, go into edge mode, and select this. One last one, Control E, and move it out, and do your thing. So now we're gonna go in here, target weld. Let's go back into Vertex and get those in. There we go. Okay, so one last one. Again, we might have to create this. It's hard to kind of do this properly, but there is a way. Let's go ahead and click on edge mode and extrude. Move that out. And let's go to vertices and go ahead and move that. And instead of moving it, we can just actually target weld. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Target weld is our friend. Let's hold down the shift key and get into target weld and click on anything and just go ahead and snap that one to that one and then snap this one to this one, and we are finished. There is some weirdness going on here. Let's check it out. Some black areas, which is strange. Okay, got the ear holes where the sound comes in and it tickles your eardrum so you can hear stuff, but it's weird. It's like reversed. So what we want to do is we want to select those faces and just those, and we're going to reverse them to all the black ones here. Okay, and let's hold down the space bar, go to mesh display and go to reverse, and they're all nice. Look at that. So I would like you guys to save your work now, and we'll start adding depth into the next video. Alright.